Welcome to Fazza Poetry World, where hearts turn into poetry. There was a night. A silent, broken night, when the moon looked tired, the stars forgot how to shine, and even the wind sounded lonely. I was standing near my window, holding memories in my trembling hands, wondering how someone who once called me home could suddenly become a stranger. The world kept moving, people kept laughing, cars kept passing through the streets, but inside me, everything had stopped. Because love, real love, doesn't leave quietly. It destroys slowly. And maybe that's why I still remember the way your voice felt more than the words you said. You were never just a person to me. You were the calm inside my storms. The light inside my darkness. The prayer my soul whispered when nobody was listening. And God knows, I tried to forget you. I tried sleeping early. I tried deleting your pictures. I tried pretending I was healed. But every night, your memory returned like rain returning to a wounded city. Some people say, time heals everything. But they never loved someone who became their entire universe. Because time doesn't heal love. It only teaches us how to survive the pain. I still remember the first moment you looked into my eyes. The world disappeared. The noise faded away. My fears became silent. And for the first time in my life, my heart felt understood. You smiled, and suddenly, all the sadness inside me started believing in miracles again. You had this strange magic. Even your silence felt beautiful. And I know people will call me foolish for loving you this deeply, but some souls are created to love endlessly. Mine was one of them. You once told me, promise me you'll never leave. And I smiled, because I thought forever was finally real. But forever is a dangerous word. People say it easily, then disappear without warning. One day you were my safest place. The next day, I was talking to your memories. Do you know what hurts the most? Not the goodbye. Not the distance. Not even the loneliness. It's the fact that I still care about you even after everything. Even after the sleepless nights. Even after the tears. Even after watching my heart collapse piece by piece. I still pray for your happiness. That's the cruel thing about pure love. It remains soft even after being destroyed. There are nights when I sit alone in darkness, hearing old songs, remembering the way you laughed, the way you held my hand, the way your eyes looked at me like I was enough. And suddenly, my chest becomes heavy again. Because memories are beautiful prisons. You can revisit them, but you can never live inside them again. I wonder if you ever miss me too. Do you ever stop in the middle of the night and think about us? Do you ever hear my name somewhere and feel your heart skip for a second? Or was I just another chapter while you were my entire story? Sometimes I hate myself for still loving you. But then I remember, the heart doesn't choose who becomes its home. Love arrives quietly. And once it enters, it changes everything. After you left, I became a different person. I started smiling less. Talking less. Trusting less. Even mirrors began feeling unfamiliar. Because the version of me that existed with you was happier, softer, alive. People saw me laughing, posting pictures, acting normal, but nobody knew how many nights I cried silently just to survive another morning. That's the thing about broken people. They become experts at hiding pain. Sometimes, I walk through crowded streets hoping to accidentally find you again. And in every face, for one foolish second, I search for your eyes. But love doesn't return that easily. Some souls meet beautifully, only to become strangers again. And maybe that's the saddest tragedy of all. You know, I used to believe love was about holding on. But now I think love is also about surviving the loss. Because not every soulmate stays. Some arrive only to teach us how deeply a heart can feel. Still, if destiny ever gives me one more chance, I would still choose you. Not because you were perfect, but because loving you felt like poetry. Painful poetry. The kind that leaves scars on every heartbeat. I still remember rainy evenings when we talked for hours, dreaming about futures that never happened. We spoke about forever like it belonged to us. But life is cruel sometimes. It takes beautiful things away without explanation. And now, I sit here alone, holding conversations with ghosts. Your ghost. Our ghost. The ghost of promises that never survived reality. Maybe in another universe, we're still together. Maybe somewhere, there's a version of me who never lost you. A version of you who stayed. A version of us that survived the storm. But not here. Not in this life. In this life, I became the poet and you became the poem. Every tear turned into words. Every heartbreak became a sentence. Every lonely night became another page of sadness. And honestly, sometimes I'm scared I'll love you forever. Because no matter how much time passes, your name still echoes inside my soul. People tell me, you deserve better. But hearts don't understand logic. They only understand attachment. And mine still belongs to you. Even now. Especially now. I wonder if you knew how much power you had over me. One text from you could heal my entire day. One cold reply could destroy my entire night. That's dangerous love. The kind where someone becomes responsible for your happiness without realizing it. And when they leave, you collapse quietly. I tried meeting new people. I tried distracting myself. But every conversation felt empty. Because once you experience a soul connection, ordinary love feels incomplete. Nobody laughed like you. Nobody listened like you. Nobody felt like home. Maybe that's why your absence still hurts. You weren't temporary to me. You were sacred. There are mornings when I wake up and for 2 peaceful seconds, I forget you're gone. Then reality returns, and my heart breaks all over again. Healing is strange. Some days you feel okay. Other days, one memory destroys all your progress. A song. A smell. A place. A sentence. And suddenly, you're drowning again. But even through all this pain, I don't regret loving you. Because before heartbreak, you gave me something beautiful. You gave my lonely soul a reason to believe in love again. And maybe that alone was worth the suffering. Still, I wish you stayed longer. I wish we fought harder. I wish love was enough. But sometimes, two people love each other deeply and still lose each other. That truth destroys me. I used to imagine growing old with you. Gray hair. Slow walks. Late night talks. Peaceful sunsets. Now I can't even imagine hearing your voice again. Life changes so quickly. One moment someone is your entire world. The next moment, they're just a memory you revisit at midnight. And yet, I still whisper your name like a prayer. Because loving you became part of who I am. Even if you never come back, a piece of my soul will always wait for you. Maybe that sounds tragic. Maybe it is. But real love isn't always meant to be understood. Sometimes it simply exists, quietly, painfully, eternally. So if someday you ever think nobody truly loved you, remember me. Remember the person who stayed loyal to your memory even after you disappeared. Remember the soul who wrote poetry from brokenness. Remember the heart that still beats softly for you in the silence of lonely nights. And if fate is kind, maybe one day our lost souls will meet again under a sky full of stars, where no goodbye exists, where no tears fall, where love finally survives. Until then, I'll keep loving you through poetry, through silence, through memories, through pain. Because some love stories don't end. They simply become sadder. And ours. After you left, the nights became colder. Not the kind of cold that blankets can fix. I'm talking about the kind of cold that enters the soul, and stays there forever. I started talking less. Not because I had nothing to say, but because every sentence inside me somehow led back to you. People noticed the silence. They asked, "Are you okay?" And I smiled the way broken people do. Softly. Politely. While entire oceans of sadness collapsed inside my chest. The truth is, I was losing myself. Slowly. Quietly. Completely. You know what heartbreak really feels like? It feels like waking up every morning with memories heavier than your own body. It feels like surviving, not living. And every day, I carried your absence like a wound nobody could see. Sometimes I replayed our old conversations just to hear the version of you that once loved me. I read your messages like they were sacred scriptures. Every "I miss you." Every "I care about you." Every promise. I memorized them all. Funny, isn't it, how someone can become a stranger while their words still live inside you? There were nights I wanted to text you. Not to fight. Not to blame you. Just to ask. Do you still think about me too? But pride stopped my fingers. And pain silenced my heart. So instead, I wrote poems. Paragraphs soaked in loneliness. Sentences trembling with grief. Because when a person cannot scream, they write. And every poem I created carried your shadow between the lines. Even now, I can still picture your face in painful detail. Your smile. Your eyes. The way your voice softened when you were tired. Some memories refuse to fade. No matter how badly we beg them to leave. I started walking alone at night. The city lights looked beautiful, but empty. Everything reminded me of you. The moon you loved staring at it. Rain you once told me storms felt romantic. Music every lyric suddenly became personal. I hated that. I hated how the entire world turned into a reminder of someone who no longer stayed. But love does that. It attaches itself to ordinary things. And suddenly, nothing feels ordinary anymore. One night, I looked at the stars and wondered if souls can miss each other even from a distance. Because mine still searched for you everywhere. In crowded places. In quiet moments. In dreams. Especially in dreams. Sometimes I dream that you come back. You stand in front of me, eyes full of regret, arms open, voice shaking softly. I never stopped loving you. And for a moment, everything feels healed again. Then I wake up. And reality breaks my heart all over again. Do you know how cruel hope can be? It keeps broken people alive. Even when they should let go. Part of me still believes you'll return someday. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But someday. Because souls that love deeply can't truly forget each other. Right? Or maybe I'm just a fool still drowning in memories. I don't know anymore. All I know is losing you changed me. Before you, I believed love was simple. Now I know love can destroy a person without touching their body. You taught me that emotional pain can feel heavier than death itself. And yet, if I could go back in time, I would still choose you again. Every conversation. Every laugh. Every heartbreak. All of it. Because even pain becomes beautiful when it once carried love. There's a special kind of sadness in missing someone who is still alive. Because they still exist somewhere. Breathing. Laughing. Living. Just not with you anymore. That thought ruins me sometimes. I wonder if someone else now hears the stories you once told me. If someone else makes you smile at midnight. If someone else became your peace. And honestly, jealousy hurts, but nothing hurts more than being forgotten. I could survive distance. I could survive loneliness. But the idea that you no longer remember me like I remember you. That destroys me completely. You once called me irreplaceable. Now I sit alone, trying to understand how forever ended so quickly. People say, everything happens for a reason. But what reason exists for two souls loving each other and still falling apart? What lesson could possibly be worth this much pain? Maybe love was never meant to last. Maybe some people enter our lives only to leave scars beautiful enough to become poetry.